This is just stuff just laying around. Cameras and lenses, all just, ugh. Hey friends, Jeff Heath coming at you. Welcome to my brand new YouTube studio.
Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
Alright, so let's get into it. So today we're talking about my YouTube studio, which I just finished building, which is also doubling as my gear room and gear prep zone. So what was I looking for in this space? Well, first of all, it was a space where I knew I needed to put my gear away, and I wanted it to be organized, where I knew where everything was labeled, put in its specific place, so that when I need to go on a shoot, I could just grab things from the shelves, grab things from bins, know where everything was, see everything, and everything be accessible. So that was first thing and foremost, that I needed my space to be organized to put gear away. Second thing was I wanted a place to prep my gear for a shoot. I wanted to be able to have a space where I could lay things out, see where everything is, clean lenses, clean cameras, have places where I could charge batteries easy, to know where batteries are charged and when they're not charged, just have a whole station where things were just kind of organized, all within hand's reach was kind of my idea. Third thing was, as I was building out this space, I was like, I do a lot of talking head stuff when I'm explaining what I'm doing as I've started this YouTube journey. I'm wondering if I could utilize this space as well as a go-to de facto YouTube studio. And as I started building it out, I started talking with a few friends and realized this can be my gear prep station, my organization station, but also my YouTube studio. And so I started building with that in mind. There was a few people I took inspiration from. First was the gear prep station. I was looking at a video from Threefold Media. They had this like shelf that I knew I was gonna get, but the way they organized it with the carpet put on, with their batteries set up everywhere, where their prep station was for their camera gear and their tools readily available, I thought that was a great setup, and so I took a lot of inspiration from that as well. Second person, also the king of YouTube and photography, was Peter McKinnon. I loved his gear cage, even though I wasn't building a gear cage, but I like how things were just kind of laid out. His lenses, his cameras, the drawers, all those kinds of things. So I was also looking towards Peter McKinnon and what he did with his space, even though he's now moving spaces again. And last but not least, I took the advice from my friend Levi Allen, who is the organization DIY king when it comes to renovating things and utilizing small spaces, from his camper van to his storage container. If you haven't seen that video yet, you can kind of scooch back here. I'll put a link up here where you can look back on the conversation him and I had about this space and ideas that he had for this space with me. So thanks again to Levi for helping me out. I took almost every single idea that he gave me and utilized it in this space because they were all great ideas. All right, so let's break down this YouTube studio space and gear prep room and storage space. First thing was I bought this metal shelf from Home Depot. It's just one of those tall industrial garage type metal shelves. I converted the middle shelf, which is kind of like work hand, waist height area. I carpeted it with marine carpet, put it on the shelf as well, on the back as well, so I could have things that could Velcro up onto that wall there. So my battery charging station is now Velcroed up onto that wall. I wanted things to be Velcroed up there because a lot of times when I travel for work, I need to take all those chargers with me. I didn't want something that was permanently fixed to the wall, so Velcro was the way to go. I also bought these tool storage drawers from Canadian Tire. They had different sizes. They're all kind of clamped shut and open and closed, and then I labeled them all with black gaff tape and silver Sharpie, kind of Casey Neistat it. The whole idea was I can look at a drawer, know what it is, all clear bins, which is one of Levi's suggestions, so I can see not only labeled, but I can also see what's inside. So my drone parts are in there, all my gaff stuff, some tools, different parts for the Ronin, for batteries where I know. So the idea I had with my batteries was that if a battery is in one of these little drawers, they are charged and ready to go. If they're not in those drawers, I'm assuming they're dead and they go right onto the charger. So anything that goes in the drawer, charged and ready to go. That's just kind of my method for knowing batteries are good to go. If there's nothing in there, gotta charge some batteries. I also wanted a solution for my lenses so they're not all just kind of, you know, just stacked up and kind of piled everywhere. So I kind of looked at the different things, and I ended up finding these wine holders that were on Amazon. I ordered them just to try them out. They're just these clear, stackable wine bottle holders that you would put on your shelf or in your cupboard, but they fit my lenses perfectly. I might change it later, but for right now, it holds my lenses, and it looks kind of cool. I like the little clear bins that they're in, and I just labeled all my lenses, and those lens caps are facing forward so I can see what lenses they are, so I can easily grab those, and they're right in reach again on that workstation. I wanted it to be a functional workstation, like I said, so lighting was important. I grabbed some LED tube lights from Home Depot, which is what I put above my workbench, but also for the YouTube studio side of things, I wanted to make it look a little cool and dynamic. Aperture sent me some MC lights, which are in these two sides right here. They're RGBW, they can be changed to a bunch of different colors. They're app controlled, so I can control those lights to make them different colors. I can make them bright white, I can make them blue, green, yellow, and all the colors in between. So Aperture, thank you for sending me these lights. My key light right here is also the Aperture 120D with a softbox and grid on it. That's what's lighting me here. And off to the side here, I had some Luminate tubes, which I got on Kickstarter. I have a video about those lights as well. They're okay, but they do the job to add some accents into the background right there below my battery charger. One of the big things when I was talking to Levi, as he was listening to me on my phone, he could hear a massive echo in this space because it's all concrete walls. They're tall ceilings, concrete floor. He said, dude, you gotta put in some sound panels there. So I installed 5 sound panels above me where I'm recording, so that's kind of diffusing the sound this way and also up on the roof here. But right now it sounds incredible in here. It totally dampens that noise, removes that echo and reverb in a kind of wide open space. So that was a great idea by Levi, and I'm thankful I did that because as much as you can do a lot of audio tweaking, getting rid of that reverb or echo is always difficult in post-production. So that was a great idea, Levi. One of the other ideas that Levi had was to take an old bed frame because it's all angle iron. So it's essentially steel that is painted over for a bed frame. A lot of people are giving away. So the day after Levi had mentioned that to me, someone posted on Facebook Marketplace that they were giving away an old bed frame. I quickly snatched it up and turned that old bed frame into a C-stand holder, which I mounted on the wall to get all my C-stands folded up on the wall and away and off the ground to free up some floor space here for doing this YouTube studio and just to make it easier to walk around back here in this space. Part of what I wanted the space to be is to be modular and changeable and movable, and so nothing is really fixed in place or mounted. So eventually, you know, if I want to change ideas or make things look a little different, I'm able to do that. The pegboard is all obviously adjustable. The Velcro on the back is all adjustable. Things can get moved around if I need to from left to right, and so that's part of the idea. So the first and foremost thing, like I said, I wanted this space to be a functional space where I can prep gear, put things away, and second of all, to make it into this YouTube studio. I hope this video was super fun for you guys to watch. It was super fun for me to create this space for myself, and hopefully this gives you some inspiration for you as you're creating your own place to work, but also to create.
Subscribe, and I'm gonna make some more videos. And if you don't subscribe, I'm gonna kill you. So I didn't mean to say I'm gonna kill you. I just meant I'm not gonna make any more videos.